Okay, so I'm back now. Last thing we did before this video clip was creating a course, how to create a course, and we used English as a case study. So right now I just logged in again, and I want to access my English course that I've created. Both teachers and students will come to the site home tab. Once you click on your site home tab, it brings you to see the available courses you have. So far we have just English language, so I'm just going to click on English, and that should bring us to the English language section. Here, this is where we prepare everything we need the students to have or know. Okay, so we're going to get started immediately, but before we do that, you should remember that when we're setting this part for English, we just placed two sections, and that's why we have topic 1 and topic 2. If we want to add more, we can click on add topics. Then we can, once you click on add topics, you can increase the number of sections you are going to have for English. And however, we're just going to do only for topic 1. That's once you can get to topic 1 well, then you can replicate the same for other topics that you are going to be adding eventually. So the first thing that we're going to do now, we're going to click on that settings icon, then turn editing off or turn it on. And at this moment now is already turned on, but when it's turned off, this is how it's going to look like. At the first time you're going to log in, this is how it's going to look like. You're going to just look topic 1, then topic 2. Prior to this time, I believe mine was turned on before. Alright, so now I'm going to turn it on. So I'll say turn editing on. This is how you will see yours. So click turn editing on. Once you turn editing on, you can now edit. But if that is off, you can't do anything. Okay, so first topic 1. Topic 1 for English, I don't really know what the topics. Okay, let me say part of speech. I can remember that. So I'll just click on that pencil and type parts of speech. Okay, if I can remember here, English language. So let me assume that that will be the topic. English language teachers will know what to do. So now I have that as part of speech. This is my lesson for the day that I'm preparing for the children or for the students. So I'm going to add their activity or the resources that I will need for that part of speech lesson. I can add a portion, a section, an activity for to prepare them for assignments. I can add a medium to chat with them during. We can exchange messages. We can add database, and that's not going to be as important for our lesson. Okay. Now the most sensitive ones are a quiz. Quiz will give you the opportunity to set evaluation questions for them after every lesson. Then an assignment, I can grant them an assignment. You can give them assignments for them to do. You can time them for that duration, for a duration for them to submit the assignments. Then you can also attach a resource, other resources like files, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, um, Word files that can be attached to the lesson. They can have, most especially their board summaries, can be attached using the file button. So I think I would need the file. Then I have there's recordings there. I can even add a link from YouTube or any other platform. Now once I click on that, it gives me a brief description of what that will do. I can use the Flickr, I can use YouTube, I can use Wikimedia for any of my links that I would like the students to view or watch. And I'm going to show you how to use this later. But the most sensitive one here is the big blue button. The big blue button grants us the opportunity to have a live session with the student. You can actually add this button and schedule a time can have the students meet up with you wherever you are. Once you have access to internet, you can have access um, to have a live lessons with your teacher. That means you don't need a class, you don't need a classroom. Classroom is your sitting room, and the the classroom for the student and teacher is wherever they are. Now, the big blue button is also very sensitive on something, does something very useful. It can record and also keep the record of that live session class, so that the students can always and come back. Those people that who missed the live session can always revisit and watch the records of that session. So that's a very good one. So I think you would always need this. So it's always advisable, even if you're not going to use it, add it first. So we're going to add this first to that lesson. So I've clicked on add, so it's loading. It's going to add that big blue button. Before we add, it's going to ask for different settings, how you want the big blue button to work. So room activities re-recording. Yeah, we need the room activities live session and recording, so we need to leave that. General setting, virtual classroom name, can give it a name, could be like um, parts, or let's say GSS one live session lesson one. Okay, live session lesson one could be any name. Come up with that. You can also send notification through that. You can actually show more to show you more things. That notification you're sending, you can type details of the notification. Your class live session will start at so time and all that, just to grant us more time. So I'm going to go past there. Activities of the room settings, you can welcome message. Here it doesn't really necessary, you could just type anything there to welcome them to the live session. So I'm going to let that pass and go to recording settings. No settings can be edited here. So participants, for the setting of participants, all users, please, I want to please the noise where I am is quite much, it disturbs me too, so I don't know how you can cope with this, but just manage. Music in the background, I can't deal with my siblings, you know. So okay, now back to what we were doing. Participants, all users enrolled will have access to the live session. I think that is good enough. All users have as access as what, viewers or moderator viewers. I only have one moderator, and that will be the teacher in the live session. Now we are here to create teachers. We'll do that and enroll them for the courses. But first, we just need to make sure we set up everything. So schedule for the session. You can see right here, we can schedule a session. If this is enabled, you can schedule a session. You can schedule, like, let's say 26th. 26th is tomorrow, so I'm going to leave it at 26th, and maybe on 26th of April I'll try something by 10 to see how it works. Let's make it 10 o'clock, so I'll just leave it that way. Would I want the session to close? I may leave it at that moment, but I could enable. That means I want the live sessions to end also the same dates, and okay, 16th, 4 o'clock won't be bad. So I'm going to choose 4 o'clock for that. Then common module setting, I, I just think you need to go through all the settings to set how you want the live session to go. I'm going then save. After going through everything and you're okay with it, then save and return to the course. Now when you return to the course, you will discover that the big blue button should have been added to your English session already, and that was one success of that. We will go now add other activities we need. Usually after that, it's good to add a file, an access file. So I'm going to click add for that, an access file that will allow them to have access to a document, what that part of speech is about. So the name of this, I'll just call it part of speech. Then description, however you want to place your descriptions, you can. The files you want to add, I can click here now to add a file. I'll go to upload and choose a file. What file? I'll choose I don't have regular files. Okay, let me just check my computer. Anything. So I'll just click on, let's assume this is part of speech. Yeah, so I'll just click that and open that. That will be attached there. Then I can upload this file for that lesson. So this file will be available for the lesson. You can go through other settings you want to do, but I don't have much time, so I'll just click save and return to course. So that file will be added, and this is their reference points after they have gone to their live session, or they could just go through this document before they can now attempt a quiz. So I will now go down to quiz and add a quiz. Now the quiz can be anything. So I will just call it quiz, because you usually get the students confused if you call it another name. So I'm going to call it quiz. The timing for the quiz, I could describe how the quiz I want to please answer, maybe answer all questions. Sorry, all questions. So I'll say display description on course page here. Then timing for the quiz, also you know how this works, so that's not going to be new for you. You can also set the timing. Remember you had the class to start, I think is about 27th and 26th. So I'm just going to just do the same for that 26th and leave the timing as that'll be okay. I'll leave that timing there. Then grade, uncategorized, I'm not sure about that yet, so it's great to pass. We could leave that for now. Attempts allowed, unlimited attempts. You can only try once. The quiz you only try once, after that you will be off. Layouts, every questions with every page, every question should come with every page. If you think that's not good enough, you can make 2 questions for 1 page if you so desire. That's for the layouts, the questions, behavior, every other thing, strict access. You could go through it and create settings for that. So I'll click save and return to course. Just to show you some other things, I'll click another activities. After quiz, I could decide to give them an assignment, right? Yeah, so I'll add a settings for assignments. Assignment name could be same thing, parts of speech, but I would like to call these assignments and something like that, so I could give a descriptive name to that. I could add the file I also want them to use for or do with work with in the assignment. So I'm just going to choose the file, assuming that is the file that contains content for the assignment. So I'll upload this file. Okay, now availability for the assignment should come after the class, so you can't give them assignment on 25th when the class was set for the 26th. So I'm going to click on 26th or 27th. It could last from 27th to 2nd of May, and that could be good enough. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm also going to leave all the settings and gradings, everything that's meant for you to handle. So save and return to course again. So remember, all the settings we have created now can anytime you like edit them by clicking on the edit button and always change whatever you want. And one last thing I'd like you to look at before I end this session of the video, the URL. I can click add on the URL, and the URL will always direct us um, to a URL that you so desire. Maybe for instance, if I want to choose a link, I can click choose a link. It will link me to any of my embedded files that I have. If I don't have that, I can go to any of my YouTube handle, and this was done for another one, so I can copy this video link. All right, then I can go back here, then I'm going to right click and paste that video link. All right, so that can act as a video link. So I can do other settings when you like, but like I've said before, you can always edit it anytime after the course. So I'm going to try and wrap this part up. Now this is you preparing your lesson. You have a video live session if you so desire to work with it. You have part of speech documents that will come with the topic. This is a file document. This is a quiz that they will have to work with. This is an assignment that will have to be done, and this could be a video session. So for those people that will miss a live session, they can still fall back to a video session recorded. All right, so this is where we're going to stop here, but remember, this is a topic that every student may need to work with. And also remember that at the end of adding all this and creating the settings, you can every time come back and edit them again. So in editing them, remember, you can click on each of them and click on the quiz. Once you click on the quiz, it takes you into the aspect for the quiz, and you can now start editing your quiz. Now once you click edit quiz, it now start asking you questions on how to go about the quiz. So we will look at this on a separate video. Thank you very much for your time, and I believe this was really long. It didn't take me a long time to export it too. Thank you. See you in the next video.